Good afternoon to all our viewers here at Elkem TV. My name is Kato Gilbert White, the host of this show, The Platform. We use this show to discuss matters of national importance and how we can help this country go over it. In the studios of Elkem TV this afternoon, I'm glad to have one of the honorables, a great lady in the politics. I'll give her an opportunity to introduce herself.
I'm Ayebale Evelyn, the District Female Youth Councillor, Masindi, and one of the chief mobilizers of Patriotic League of Uganda in Masindi District.
Wow.
I greet you all in the name of God, and I thank you for all what you're doing. Thanks for being hardworking people. I just urge you to keep on tuned to this station so that we can combine brains to see that our country prospers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Madam Evelyn. Our topic of discussion this afternoon is how can the political parties navigate the tough times of internal strife? Like we are seeing these political parties struggling here and there with the money from the government that is bringing all the chaoses and the strikes. We are seeing factions dividing up in the FDC. We are seeing NUP not coordinating the administrators. So we are asking ourselves, how can these political parties try to fight that bad act that is bringing about the disorganization in the political parties? Can you please give us your stand on that?
Thank you so much, Mr. White, again, for giving me this opportunity. I will go straight to the point. I'll first give you like a proverb or a saying. Like when you have a family, and maybe you're married to someone and you get a misunderstanding or you disagree on the other way around. First of all, you're supposed to sit, you are a husband and a wife, in your room, in your bedroom, in fact, and bring those things on table and you see what to do upon them. Then when that fails, then we got the elders. That's when you see, sometimes the woman may not run away and first runs away to go to her home. But you first call some elders or you tell a friend. I come and say, I go and tell your friend, Mr. White, he's doing this and this. Please, can you talk to him? Then when all that fails, it's when when a woman decides to run home and may now involves other elders at home. Then it's when they call even the neighbors, the clan leaders, they sit into your issues. All in all, to see that you come back together and think the same thing. What am I trying to mean? All the things which we are seeing happening, they're happening in their rooms, in their houses. But them other political parties, they have failed to sit and solve their issues amicably. In fact, everyone is trying to show the country that I can do something. I'm the one who has done best. I'm the one who can do this. That's the challenge which is affecting them. And now when you see the ruling party, where I subscribe, because that for us it's an opportunity. When we see that happening, and we just say our party is the best place to rest in and with the best umbrella to sit in and
Which party is that?
NRM, National Resistance Movement.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, what I'm saying, whenever an issue arises, let someone first consider them sitting as a party. They have committees, they have disciplinary committees, they have everything. They're well established. Let them, when something comes, let them first sit as a house inside before even the public gets to know something. Let them first sit and see how they solve that issue as a house. And also, now they are trying to prove to us, like, they are also not transparent. Because most of the people who are coming out, they come out complaining, this one is eating this one is not satisfied with this one. That's why you're seeing now Mr. Besigye was now traversing the whole country trying to consult whether he can form a new party or not. Of course, we are now waiting what is going to come out. But where is that one all surrounding? It's surrounding on the resources. He's feeling that they are not managing the resources how on the way he expects. It means that they have failed. Now, if they can't combine, in fact, for me, I expected them to combine, maybe to combine as all parties, so that they can now win the strong party NRM. But now, if they are breaking up, they are confusing the voters.
A little bit there, Madam Evelyn.
Yes, please.
We have got to know that these political parties have got their constitutions.
Yeah.
Do these political parties, some of the members, do execute their duties out of the context to do with the constitution, or they just find themselves involved in the quagmire state that is running all over the political parties?
According to what I'm seeing, in these political parties where we are seeing such wrangles, those people, the respective people involved in those conflicts have not adhered to their constitution. That's why you're seeing other people coming out when they are not satisfied. Otherwise, when you follow the rule of law, that's why you see for us in NRM, whenever we are doing something or we are agreeing on something, we converge in Nambole. If we are saying it's a sole candidature, we combine there. And if we bring issues, then it's where we come from. It's where an issue comes from, that it's this and this.
Oh, Chankwanzi.
Yeah. But now these ones, we are seeing that they have failed to organize themselves and sit together and see that something comes out. Then we get worried. People who are waiting for the government in waiting, we are getting, the community, the citizens of Uganda are getting worried. To what kind of people are we going now, the citizens of Uganda are going to give the government to? Those ones who are planning, like, we want to take over. What kind of example are they giving out? When we can't see transparency, when someone is complaining that this one and this one has eaten money, this and this, then the citizens, we as citizens, get worried.
Okay.
Otherwise, for me, what I urge them, let them sit as a family. Enough is enough. We don't want to see the dust in their houses. Let them sit as a family and bring issues on table. If they can't, of course, in politics, we always disagree to agree. Even if we disagree how many times, but all in all, we have to agree. But if now they fail to agree, then there is a problem. They must show us that they can understand each other. They are well-educated people. Let them sit, bring issues on table, go back to their constitutions. What are they saying? Who has violated it? People seek for forgiveness and life goes on. Okay. Otherwise, when they do like that, I swear that they may not take over this government.
Okay. One more question.
Yes, please.
Do you blame these tough times on the NRM government? Or is the NRM government responsible for all these tough times in other political parties like FDC, NUP, DP? We saw DP being compromised by NRM. The same applies to UPC. So do you blame all these tough times and the conflicts in these other political parties other than NRM blamed on the government, on the current government?
You can't, in fact, you should withdraw that statement of saying that DP was compromised. It was not compromised. It's a sign that even if DP takes power, there is that feeling of togetherness and that spirit of togetherness, that even if DP takes power, it's able to work with other political parties, because Uganda is a multi-party. We have multi-party politics, where we have to live with the NUP, with the DP, with the FDC. We have to live all together in harmony. If we were all thinking the same thing. Of course, we may not think the same thing, but if we are looking at serving our people, we have to work together. Even if we don't share the same ideology, but service delivery would bring us what? Together. But again, if someone can't work with NRM, which is a ruling government, which is a ruling party, it means that person is not supporting service delivery, because all in all, whatever goes around comes around. NRM, even if you're FDC, even if you're what, it's NRM serving, and it's the one spearheading what service delivery.
Okay.
So
has NRM a little bit there, has NRM done anything to be responsible for the conflicts in these other political parties? Because in the two factions that divided up in the FDC, we saw the Katonga faction accusing the Nyakana Nkumbi faction of the satanic money. They termed it as satanic money from the NRM government or from Museveni himself. So has NRM as a political party done something to fuel up the conflicts in other political parties?
Do you want to say that NRM as a party, it gave money to people maybe from Katonga or the Nyakana Nkumbi faction? But is there evidence? They are just allegations. These people are adults, and they know what their party's ideologies say. If it is corruption, and then maybe they accept to be corrupted. If they were corrupt, if they were given money, like buying them to do something or giving them money for something else, then it means now the party, the in-waiting government is also doomed. But for me, what I know, NRM has not contributed to their conflicts, but except those who have accepted to work with NRM, they are the ones who are being misunderstood, like they are bringing conflicts in what? In their party. Give like this Mao, the DP man. He just accepted to work with NRM, but he has not changed. We've always seen him mobilizing for DP in his constituency in the other side. And that one doesn't affect service delivery. For me, as long as the down citizen, the citizens are benefiting, I have no problem even if you move with NUP or what, but as long as it doesn't change your party. That Norbert Mao would be the best example to see that, to show that the different parties can work together in harmony without changing the other party's ideology. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, as we conclude the first segment of this show, what advice can you give to these other political parties that they can use to handle the conflicts and the tough times that they are facing in their political parties in terms of administration and the rest? Which advice can you give them? Of course, the advice I would give them, one of the biggest advice is respect for each other. Let us have respect for each other. Let them respect each other, because when they have respect for each other, there is no way the other one will move out in public, like before sitting in the house to solve issues amicably, but someone just adamantly moves out of the public, says this and this, in which something would have been solved if they had sat on a round table. Another thing is, let there be transparency. Let them move the talk. If there is transparency in their party, by the way, all those things are moving around transparency. Everyone is being the Katonga, the Nyakana Nkumbi side, the other side, that they always move to State House at night. But no one has always come out with evidence, though we are just basing on allegations. But meaning that there is no transparency. Someone is suspicious that you're eating something. Someone is suspicious that you've not done good accountability upon some given money. So what I'm saying, let them be transparent in their own house, and let them have trust for each other, and let there be respect for each other. Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Ayebale Evelyn. We are going to take a very short commercial break, and we shall be back in a minute. Stay tuned.
Mchara
Waitu
Madina Education Center olirabye.
Madina Education Center isomero muno mugenya karoraho kaleli kusikiriza muno owenkwonki onu no hagenda kutandikira kusoma
aja kyomwana achayonka
arayonka nasoma kandi nkugenda nokuzala n'abandi basatu nabo basomera hano Madina Education Center.
Abaffe Madina Education Center ng'otuuseeyo olabira ddala Madina eri eyo Middle East naye essomero liri wano Nyakibezi Masindi Kafu Road.
Madina Education Center isomero ndigondeze lyaboojo n'abaisiki dena boarding primary school baina nursery section hamu na daycare section batera ekisika abaana barahumuraga harume by'okuzaanisa nka toys ennungi muno.
Ate primary section nayo ya mulembe nnyo abasomesa batendeke bulungi classes ziri zennyini metron wali dormitories nnungi zirimu n'emifaliso actually emifaliso bitabo kalamu wamu ne byonna bisanga y'okusomero bya bwereere balina ne school van eyokutambuza abaana.
Madina Education Center liri obusiramu bayita tubaki n'abakristaayo ba school fees nizisokwehandikisa ku kugenda omaiso asangibwa Nyakibete Masindi town Hamasindi irona special class yokukwata kuruhana omutwe kumanya ebikusinga otera hasimu 048 rundi 039
Okay, we'll be back from that short commercial break. And remember, in the studios of Elkem TV, the platform, we are having a guest that is Honorable Ayebale Evelyn, and we are blessed to have her today. Our discussion that is going next is about the youth. How can the youth get more involved into active politics? Because it's like the youth have been left behind. If you try to look around the political seats, they are all being occupied by elderly people. So we want to get to know how can the youth get more active into politics and benefit as the youth. Madam Evelyn, give us your stand on that.
Thank you so much again for giving me this opportunity to talk to the youth, which I love so much. First of all, the electoral process begins with the registering. Okay, it begins with having the national ID, being a Ugandan.
Yeah.
And like when you sit back, when you look back, the youth and most of the youth did not get the IDs. Did not go into that exercise. Most of them were ignoring it and so on.
Registered
They are not fully registered with that. They are Ugandans, and the whole thing starts with that. Like I urge the youth now, the exercise is going to begin. Let us not take it for granted, because most of the youth we are always in opposition, and whatever government program which comes out, and even if it's for all Ugandans, we tend to take it like it's for NRM people. And we end up missing out. So you find that most of the youth, some of them who are supposed to be having national IDs don't have them. And it's where the Electoral Commission derives its register. Then it brings them in the respective villages for us to scrutinize and know where you belong. First of all, if you want to participate in politics, you must be having all what I've said. Then when we move from that and you go to the financial aspect, the politics of Uganda is not for the poor people. Much as you are not allowed to buy and bribe voters, you must be with something, at least fuel, for it to help you move here and there. Now the problem comes, it has come that the youth, most of the youth are unemployed. So you find it hard to contest for bigger posts like the LOC5, the mayorship, the MP, and so on, which also urges us to have a strong financial muscle. So for the youth, before you think of all those things coming for those different posts, those bigger posts, you must also think about the strong financial muscle. But what am I saying? How can we prepare ourselves? There's a lot of government programs which have been put in place to help us move from zero at least to something. For example, Youth Livelihood Program. We have UWEP. This UWEP, it's always said that it's for women. And for us women, I mean youth, even if you're 18, you're also a woman. you can benefit, you can ably benefit from YLP and also benefit from WEP. For us, we always take it that WEP is for people maybe who are 40 and above. That's the perspective which the youth have, the more especially the female youth. So even if you're 18 and above and you're a youth, you can ably benefit with what? With the women. We have YLP. Now we have this strong animal called the PDM. And PDM, and it was designed that 30% has to go to the youth first. If the youth get 50% of it, it's okay. But to the list, at least we must get 30%.
A little bit there. Are you sure that PDF, that is the parish PDM, parish development model,
yes, please,
has greatly benefited the youth?
Of course, this by now it is just starting. Like it's now like it's one financial year when it has started. Of course, a change. It's a gradual process. You may not realize it now, but for me in my district and the respective sub-counties where you have gone, the youth have benefited much in this. Though the youth, we are fearing so much. For us, we want grants, and grants these days are nowhere to be seen because the government has seen that grants have not helped the youth. Because some people take it and they don't use it very well and just eat it and take alcohol and so on. Then the government thought that when they give us this 1 million, when you utilize it knowing that you something, and when you move from 0 to something, it's so then you will be able to contest as a sub-county councillor, a district councillor. These are smaller posts which we can do what? We can manage with our meager resources. But I'm not saying for you to contest on this post, you should do first benefit from PDM. This one I was giving it out as a strategy which can help us develop our strong financial muscle that we can manage to get the little fuel to go in fields and look for votes and spread our manifestos. Then when I go to the girls, when I move the fields there, we have low self-esteem. We don't believe in ourselves. We've left these positions to men. Sometimes you find there is affirmative action that we have women councillors, youth councillors, but you find that like I am graduating, I'm not coming back as a female youth council. But you move around to see who is that one whom you'll bring, who people are fearing, people are saying, hey, that one is so big, something that kind. Let us have self-esteem and believe in ourselves and believe that we can manage. There are those direct seats, the direct councillors. We have always believed that they are for men. No, they are for both women and men. Mayorship. They are for both, it's for both a man and a man. LOC 5. So we want to see women coming out. We want to see women coming out for constituency MPs, but not only for woman MP. So I urge women that we take on these posts. Now we are empowered, like we know what to do. We take over these posts, and because I know when the government is taken over by women for us, we always do to our best. Yeah, when something is being headed by a woman, because we mothers, we are always perfect in bringing up children and so on. So that thing is always inherited and brought out in every aspect we do. Even when you find a woman who is an administrator, at least we've seen them doing them perfectly, because we have had strong women like Anita Monge, Jessica Lupo. We have Nabanja here. Then why not you? Why can't we do it and take over all these posts? Then we see how these men can work on them very well. Okay,
thank you, Honorable Ayebale, Evelyn.
Yeah.
What are some of the roles that the youth can do in politics? Some of the roles, like before they start involving actively in politics, what are some of the things that they can do to promote politics amongst the youth themselves?
Of course, as a youth, we have to be active. We have to be active, like when we see like there is a program, we have to get involved in it, because you will not just come out of the blue and say that I'm contesting on it when you don't have information. Another thing, you have to look for information. Knowledge is power. When you get to know how government activities do, when we get to know how local government operates and so on, then there you will be able to see the loopholes and see what you can manage, to see that how you will campaign, how you look for the vote. But all that one is rotating on information. We must look for information. We as the youth, we must get involved in government programs. We must know how things move, because you will not just come out of the blue and say that I'm contesting for this post without any information. Yeah.
Okay. As we are ending this show, I have one more big question for you. What are some of the key structures that the government can put in place to help in grooming the tomorrow leaders? That's the current youth. What are some of the key structures that the government can put in place to enable in the easy grooming of the new leaders of tomorrow?
Of course, we have the youth offices, we have the youth leadership. For example, it starts from the district, even at sub-county level, we have the youth leadership, even at division level and parish levels. But these structures are not empowered. The money which is always sent from the center is always very little. For the youth accounts or youth executive to traverse through the whole district and meet their fellow leaders and meet the youth on ground there. But for me, what I can see, if the government injects more money in the youth programs, for example, in the youth councils, you will see that we shall be able to move down to the youth structures, to the sub-county councils, the parish councils, and those ones on the sub-county level will help us disseminate information up to the ground level. But we always find these councils dormant. If they're not creative enough, you find them dormant, they only participate in voting, then it ends from there. But these structures would help us so much disseminate information to the grassroots. Then also we have these industrial hubs. When we are training these youth hands-on activities like the welding and so on, let us chip in that element of leadership. Because someone, it may not be a leader only in politics, even in church, even in football and so on. The youth can take over these positions. So whenever we get opportunity, most especially in those recreation centers and so on, let us chip in that knowledge of leadership and see that the youth are groomed, since the forest must serve the younger trees for it to be strong. So it means the youth who is coming up and the elders are phasing out, we need to be well empowered to see that the country goes on.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Ayebale Evelyn, for giving us your time on this show. And to all the youth outside there, just believe in yourselves. You are the future leaders of tomorrow, as it was said when you were in primary, and just believe that one day you can be one. It has been a great pleasure of having you in the studios of Elkem TV, the platform.
Thank you.
Keep it tuned to Elkem TV for the next shows. I've been Kato Gilbert White, the host of this show. A good evening to you all.
Thank you.